안녕하세요. 터미입니다. Let's have fun learning Korean today. Today's grammar is first, at 어떤 had been. Second, 던가요? Did you do? Lastly, 니은다던데 I heard that. But once you learn today's grammar, you will be able to communicate your favorites when you were small, such as 어렸을 때 가장 좋아했던 애니메이션은 세일러문이었어요. When I was small, my favorite anime was Sailor Moon. Like this, you can express what you liked in the past. Studying today's grammar, you can not only enhance the foundation of intermediate level, but also prepare for yourself for topic 2, level 4. Learning all of these, let's become a super intermediate master. You can do it for sure. 그럼 시작할게요. Let's learn our first grammar at 어떤, had been, had done, used to. This is a noun modifier and it is the combination of at, ought, which has the meaning of a past, and done, which has the meaning of recollection. Thus, you use this when you remember a past and it has a meaning that includes experiences like something that subject had done. Additionally, you can also convey the meaning that an event had already completed. This expression might sound a little difficult for intermediate students. The reason for this is that there are two other similar noun modifiers. These are done, subject was doing, and 은이은, did. Since these are difficult ways to express a past event, let's compare them all together. Let's take 먹다 to eat for example. First, 은이은 is the past tense. For example, 어제 먹은 빵 simply means bread that subject ate yesterday. It expresses that the bread was eaten in the past. Next, done means subject was doing. It conveys the meaning that the action is not complete, or it is a repeated action or a habit. For example, 어제 먹던 빵 means bread that subject ate yesterday and is half eaten. Here, the action to eat is not complete. Therefore, it has a nuance that the subject will eat the remaining bread later. However, the verbs that have a certain degree of continuous state, such as 살다 to live, 다니다 to go, 근무하다 to work, and 사귀다 to date, done and at 어떤 will be the same meaning. Here are some examples. 살았던 집 equals to 살던 집, the house where I used to live. 근무했던 회사 equals to 근무하던 회사, the company where I used to work. 다녔던 학교 equals to 다니던 학교, the school where I used to go. 사귀었던 여자친구 equals to 사귀던 여자친구, the girlfriend I used to date. Do you get the meaning of done? Lastly, 어제 먹었던 빵 means bread that subject had eaten yesterday. This has the similar meaning as 어제 먹은 빵, the bread that subject ate yesterday. However, 먹었던 is the past perfect tense. Therefore, the action of eating had finished completely in the past. In terms of usage, you make the past tense first and then add done. For example, the past tense of 가다 to go is 갔다, went. You add done to the stem to make 갔던, had gone. Also, you add 이었던 to nouns. Now, let's read a sample sentence. 어렸을 때 내가 살았던 동네에 다시 가봤어. I went to the town again where I used to live when I was small. Here, the past tense of 살다 to live is 살았다. You add done to the verb stem to make 살았던, to have lived, used to live. This is the past perfect tense. You can also say 살던 동네 and the meaning will be the same. Let's read the next sentence. 초등학교 때 키가 작았던 친구가 지금은 나보다 훨씬 크다. A child who was short in stature when he was in elementary school is now much taller than me. Here, the past tense of 작다 to be short in stature is 작았다. You add 던 to this adjective stem to make 작았던, to have been short. Let's move on to the next sentence. 이 친구는 학생 때 성적이 1등이었던 친구예요. This child, when he was a student, had always been number one in his grade. Here, 1등, number one has a final consonant. Therefore, you add 이었던 to make 1등이었던, had been number one. Quizzes! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 여기가 내가 학교야. This is the school I went to. Number one, 다녔던. Number two, 다닐. The correct answer is number one. The past tense of 다니다, to go, is 다녔다. You omit 다 from this and add 던 instead to make 다녔던. Since this 다니다 is one of continuous verbs, you can also say 다니던 and the meaning will be the same. Number two is wrong because 다닐 is the future tense. It is opposite from its meaning. Now, let's read the sentence together. 여기가 내가 다녔던 학교야. Then let's try the next quiz. 학생 때 영화인데 제목이 생각나지 않아. This is a movie I saw when I was a student, but I cannot recall its title. Number one, 봤던. Number two, 봤을. The correct answer is number one. The past tense of 보다, to see, is 봤다. Thus, you add 던 to the verb stem to make 봤던, I saw. Now, let's read the sentence together. 학생 때 봤던 영화인데 제목이 생각나지 않아. Please read this sentence with the feeling that you want to remember. The second grammar is 던가요? Did you do? This is the combination of 던, which has the meaning of recollection, and 은이은가요, polite way to ask a question. You use this when you want to ask the other person to remember what the other person experienced. You can also use this to ask yourself by recalling a past event such as did I, or do I, or was it? Let's look at its usage. For verbs and adjectives, you add 던가요 to the stem. For nouns, you add 이던가요. Woo! This part is as easy as ABC. Woo! Now, let's read a sample sentence. 상민 씨가 뭐라고 하던가요? What did 상민 say? Here, 하다, to say, is a verb. Therefore, you add 던가요 to the verb stem to make 하던가요. What did 상민 say? The speaker is encouraging the listener to recall what he had said. That's why the speaker is using 던가요. Okay, let's read the next sentence. 그 식당이 맛있던가요? Did the food taste good at that restaurant? Here, 맛있다, to taste good, is an adjective. So you add 던가요 to the stem to make 맛있던가요? Did the food taste good? The next sentence is self-asking. 오늘이 며칠이던가? What date was it today? Here, 며칠, what date, is a noun that has a final consonant. So, what do you have to add? 3, 2, 1. 이던가! Yes, you add 이던가 to make 며칠이던가? What date was it? Quizzes! Now, let's master 던가요 perfectly by taking some quizzes. Let's see it together. 이걸 공짜로. Did they give you this for free? Number 1, 주던가요? Number 2, 준가요? The correct answer is number 1. 주다, to give, is a verb. So you add 던가요 to make 주던가요? Did they give you? Number 2, 준가요 is the wrong grammar. The past tense will be 주던가요? Okay? Then let's read the sentence together. 이걸 공짜로 주던가요? Please read this part at least 3 times. Now, let's try the next quiz. 그 가게에는 마음에 드는 옷이 in a store where there are no clothes that you liked? Number 1, 없거든요. Number 2, 없던가요? The correct answer is number 2. 없다, there is no is a substantive verb. Therefore, you add 던가요 to make 없던가요. Was there no? Number 1, 없거든요 is the wrong answer because 없거든요 cannot be a question form. Then let's read the sentence together. 그 가게에는 마음에 드는 옷이 없던가요? Please practice this with the feeling to ask the other person. The last grammar, 니은 는다던데, means I heard that, but, which is an indirect speech. This is an abbreviation of 는다고 하던데. You use this to suggest or persuade something as if you hear about a past indirectly and when you ask a question. As a result, when you use this grammar, the ending will be a question form. Regarding its usage, for verbs, you add 니은 는다던데. For instance, 가다 to go does not have a final consonant. Thus, you add 는다던데 to make 간다던데. I heard that you go. 먹다 to eat has a final consonant. So you add 는다던데 to make 먹는다던데. I heard that you eat. For adjectives, you add 다던데. And for nouns, you add 이라던데. Now, let's read the sentence together. 오늘 비가 온다던데 우산이 있어야 되지 않을까? I heard that it would rain today, but would you like to take your umbrella? Here, 비가 오다 to rain is a verb without a final consonant. Then you add 니은다던데 to make 비가 온다던데. I heard that it would rain. Let's read the next sentence. 오늘이 상민 씨 생일이라던데 뭐 해줄까? I heard that it's 상민's birthday, but should we do something for him? Here, 생일, a birthday, is a noun that has a final consonant. So you add 이라던데 to make 생일이라던데. I heard that it's 상민's birthday. Quizzes! Now let's make our understanding of 니은 는다던데 perfect by taking some quizzes. 선배가 널 만났어? I heard that a senior student is looking for you, but did you see him? Number 1, 찾는다던데. Number 2, 찾다던데. The correct answer is number 1. 찾다 to look for is a verb that has a final consonant. Therefore, you add 는다던데 to make 찾는다던데 is looking for you, but number 2, 찾다던데 is the wrong conjugation, so be careful. Now, let's read the sentence together. 선배가 널 찾는다던데 만났어? Please practice this sentence until it flows naturally. Then let's try the next quiz. 수빈 씨가 머리가 병원에 가보라고 할까요? I heard that 수빈 had a headache, but should I tell her to see a doctor? Number 1, 아프다던데. Number 2, 아픈 거 같은데. The correct answer is number 1. 아프다 to ache is an adjective. Therefore, you add 다던데 to make 아프다던데. I heard that 수빈 had a headache. Number 2 is wrong because 아픈 거 같은데 means seems to have a headache. Okay? Then let's read the sentence together. 수빈 씨가 머리가 아프다던데 병원에 가보라고 할까요? Please read this sentence over and over. Homework! Now, I will show you some very interesting sentences. 11월 7일 고백데이라며 오늘 사귀면 발렌타인데이에 100일을 맞아 한다던데? Did you know November 7th is a confession day? I heard that if you date today, you will celebrate 100 days on Valentine's Day. Did you find today's grammar? Korean people like to celebrate 100 days since couples started dating. That's why it said you should confess your love on November 7th, because if you start dating from that day, you can reach 100 days on Valentine's Day. Maybe in your countries, dating 100 days is not that important, but in Korea, it is very significant. Anyway, I will move on to homework. I will tell you 2 parts of the assignment. The first part is creating sentences. First, make a sentence by using the past perfect tense at 어떤, had been, had done, used to. For example, 작년에 만났던 그 친구 기억나요? Do you remember a friend who you had met last year? Second, make a sentence using 던가요, did subject do. For example, 상민 씨가 그 책을 좋아하던가요? Did 상민 like the book? Third, make a sentence using 니은 는다던데. I heard that. For example, 부장님은 오늘은 시간이 없다던데 괜찮을까? I heard the boss said he didn't have time today. I wonder if he's okay. Please write these expressions with your full imagination. The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words from number 1401 to number 1440 on page 18 in the intermediate vocabulary list. There is a vocabulary quiz of 40 words on my website, so just feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. That's all for today. Good job! I'm always cheering for you because you're making a lot of effort. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어 파이팅 파이팅 파이팅!